Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Firstly, I won't be able to do the New York live today, but hopefully this video is going to align you with what we can expect from New York. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the party begins. Bitcoin has taken the drop to the downside. Word on the street is, yes, Bitcoin's going low. It's going to bleed out. It's going to go crazy. We're still going to have a hurricane. It's all going to be madness for us. Cool. Make a choice. You're either going to trade it, or you're going to sit on the sidelines and witness the madness taking fruit, moving through that range. Anyways, what we need to make sense of, guys, is this. If Bitcoin is going to behave the way it normally does, we will anticipate a reversal today. But there's something I want you to be aware of. This structure right here. We have a drop. We have a consolidation. Okay? We may get a stop punt rise. Trap the traders into the belief. Comes down. Comes up for it to drop down again. Be very careful with this scenario. Okay? As much as I would love it if Bitcoin could return all the way back up, that's all going to be based on what the news announcements will be later on today. Okay? Now, I was reading an article right here. The US dollar has long played an outsized role in global markets. It continues to do so even as the American economy has been producing a shrinking share of global output over the last 2 decades. But although the currency's presence in global trade, international debt and non-bank borrowing still far outstrips the US share of trade, bond issuance and international borrowing and lending, central banks aren't holding the greenback in their reserves to the extent they once did. Okay? What does that imply? Okay? Now look, this chart is showing you the basis of it. Euro seems to be doing okay. Other currencies seem to be fine. Dollar itself starting to show a reduction. Okay? Now, what I'm trying to say to you guys is this. As much as we are anticipating that Bitcoin should and can only go up only if the dollar index itself starts to drop, then we are obviously going to be seeing a midweek reversal. But over the longer period, all right, as long as the dollar itself is staying in this range right here, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have big problems for Bitcoin going up. Okay? The dollar index is now consolidating at this point right here. It's appreciated by 2.17%. Happy days. All right? That tells us that assets across the board are going down. So Euro's going down, GBP's going down, everything's going down against the US dollar. That includes Bitcoin. But something has got my attention. Gold is moving up. Got my happy days projection for gold right there, ladies and gentlemen, for the longer time frame. I'm expecting gold to come up on the idea of them installing fear across the board. Everyone's talking about this hurricane that's going to come to the marketplace. Everyone's going on about the S&P is going to take a bleed to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. It's come back up into our projection zone right there. This is what I want for the S&P. I want this zone. I want 4,500. If this hurricane is going to happen, they need to move up first. Because if they're putting out the information of fear, then people are naturally going to be running shorts and selling. Well, that would mean they need lower prices, yeah? Well, that would mean Mr. Market Maker is going to be able to exploit that and keep hitting those liquidations for the shorts, whether you're trading leverage trade, futures traders, specifically in the S&P. Okay, the S&P minis. All right? When you're trying to make sense of a direction, all you can do is look at what it's doing right now. You can look at higher time frames, you can look at lower time frames, but you need to establish where you're going to be placing trades and how long for. Because if you're going to be placing a trade which is going to factor in the whole US economy over a quarterly basis, you base your trades on a quarterly basis. That would mean Bitcoin, even if it can come up towards this point and it drops down lower, you're not really interested in that move because you are factoring in with your risk factors that over the next quarter, Bitcoin is likely to end up in one point against the next. Okay? So for my day traders, the principle would say that we are expecting Bitcoin to try and come back up into the range to revert back into the mean. But the problem what we have, ladies and gentlemen, is the news announcement that is coming out later on today. So I am warning you right now, do not trade the news. Okay? Today, we have this information coming out for Bitcoin, for the dollar. We have the non-farm employment change coming out, and that's at 1:15. So you'll get this video beforehand. Just prepare yourselves. Do not trade at this time, which is in the next hour. Do not take trades. If you are new and you are learning the hybrid synth system, wait until the news comes out. Then you are free to do what you wish. Okay? That's all we have for today, other than the unemployment claims. The most important news is coming out at 1:15 and 1:30. So just please wait till 1:45, 2 o'clock. Then, of course, 2:30 is when the futures markets open today. So just remember, you want to get caught up in volatility, ladies and gentlemen, do not be complaining when you say you should have waited. I'm asking you to wait for an hour and a half until all the news that is due to come out today has come out and it's been released. Look at what they did yesterday with the news. Yeah? If you had waited for the news to come out, you would have been able to exploit the momentum to the downside because of how aggressively price had come down. The news had come out. It was favorable for the dollar. The dollar index was shooting up. Dollar yen was shooting up, and everything across the board was taking a collapse to the downside. You could have made yourself a nice bit of cash, even if you went short on the close of this candle, close of this candle, close of this candle. Take your pick. Because all they were doing is recovering back the vector candles in the zone, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So with that being said, all I'm going to suggest to you guys is this. When New York turns, wait for the news, then make your play. Keep an eye out on the fact that we do have psychological high and psychological low nearby. We have yesterday's low and we have last week's low. If they do come up towards this point in the New York session, especially in the Brinks box, expect it to get volatile at that point. But if they can't break up above this 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, then Bitcoin is going to have a hard time moving away from this point. If we do get an aggressive move up, then we need to wait for the retrace back down to test the idea of the 50 EMA holding. So please, 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 let them manipulate the range. Then you step in. Because the people that are trading now are the ones trying to make sense of whether or not it's going to go up or down once the news comes out. It's going to be volatile, ladies and gentlemen. If you've made money all throughout this week, happy days. Don't give it all back today. Okay? So just be mindful. Stop hunts. Remember what we said about stop hunts in the New York session. Wherever the Brinks box decides to finalize. If it's up here, we can expect them to initiate a stop hunt rise, drop, retrace. Okay? Alternatively, if the actual Brinks box itself prints down at the lows for the session, we would then expecting a stop hunt low, rise, retrace, up it goes. It's this area here, ladies and gentlemen, where the beef of the move is going to be established. That's exactly what they did last night or yesterday in Bitcoin. Look at this zone here. The Brinks box finishes and starts at the highest point right here for New York. They initiate a stop hunt rise and then they ripped it to the downside. And that time was magic hour 3 p.m. But with the news announcement that's coming out today, guys, the issue that we have got is this. Okay? We've got the idea that at 1:15, we've got the non-farm employment change coming out. Then at 1:30, we have the unemployment claims. Okay? Then 2 o'clock, the market opens. And then 1:30, the futures markets open. So if you are in New York, we're talking 9 a.m., 9:30. Then from 9:30 all the way through till 10, 10:30, that's when the Brinks box is going to show its hand. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the channel, mad love and respect for passing through. I hope this video does serve you guys' purpose, and I hope that you guys don't get caught out in any mad price action throughout today. Again, preserve your gains, preserve your capital, wait for them to make the manipulative play, and then ride in with the continuation to whatever directive move they are looking to send price towards. Yes, we have the vector candles. Yes, it's Thursday today. We are expecting a midweek reversal, but how long will the reversal last for? Ideally, we want to see price break above that 50 EMA. If we don't get that flavor, ladies and gentlemen, it's yippee to the downside. All right, guys, I'll be checking in with you later on tonight. Please be safe, mad love and respect, and I will speak to you later. Take care of yourselves, family. Peace.